People of the CAW world, you have been cheated and lied to. By who? The CAW League of Nations is who. They carry around this facade that they care about their talent, and even each other, when they care not for you. They only care for their individual selves. They're not a family like they make themselves out to be. They're liars, manipulators, backstabbers, unprofessional ones at that. Ones who have to go on podcasts rather than come to my face and tell me their problems with me. Yes, many CAW League of Nations members took exception to my words towards Status Quo last episode, and they took to podcasts to complain. Let us begin by reading them, shall we? The transcript from the podcasts are as follows. Crimrocker says, "Listen, I'm a chill guy sometimes, but what Lord Mirage said made me furious, and getting me jumped by the few idiots, he called out me and my fellow clone for our bad colleagues. If he wants to say that, then my God, how about he try and do it? I'm on the verge of doing something that I'm gonna regret if Rick or Kick don't do something real soon." Try. Crim, I have already succeeded. My plan goes farther than what you think it might. And I dare you to try something, because if you do, you will be destroyed utterly. If you thought what happened to you that night was bad, you have yet to see our true power. We move on now to Nate Express. He says, "Listen, we just started up and still have our strength. But what he said was really not true. I'm not an easily manipulated person, because if that were true, I wouldn't be in the position I am. What are they even whining about anyways? How are we on Fit again? I enjoy working with Tommy Miles, but Jesus, without us, none of them would have really had the good careers they've had now. That's a fact." Good careers? Good careers. You call Tommy Miles being screwed out of his international championship time and time again a good career? Him being screwed out of being the first YouTube champion because of Maurice's whining and complaining that Adam Aries was fired from our CCW when he would never have been our CCW champion even had he stayed. You call the mistreatment of Anarchy, losing to a couple of inbred rednecks and a couple of sex-crazed hooligans, good careers? You call the lack of challengers that I have been given a good career? It's not the fact that we need you. You need us. It is the talent that makes the company. Without us, you're all bound to fail because you're all caught up in your own lies. You wrap yourselves into a delusion. It's up to the regime to spread the truth to you and these things. And next we have GMTTX Spy. Hold up. Pick up the phone and hold it. Did Mirage really just pick at all of us? Even me? Man, I tell you what, I know my roster is S. That's mainly because I'm just starting out. Over time the roster will become more spectacled with talent from around the globe. And I'm sure when we all start our leagues, the rosters look like that. But Mirage, all these people who signed you, I can guarantee started the same way. And you wouldn't still be here if they hadn't signed you. Now, I've been chewed out before multiple times, but this is just downright bulls. And I'm sure everyone would agree with me. Even though some and I have had differences, we still stand together as one no matter what. F you, Lord Mirage. Or should I say, what? See, Lord Mirage. I'm out. CWA General Manager TTX. Well, first of all, perhaps you should grow a pair of testicles and actually spell out the curse words. And then, perhaps, you should learn how to spell properly, as well as punctuate your sentences. My name is Mirage, not Mirage. And your talent is just a bunch of FAM. It's a bunch of your unoriginal OCs. It's a bunch of anime characters. Your roster isn't spectacled. It's quite frankly the fever dream of a weeaboo. And if I were not signed to CWA or VGW, I'd be back in Blackpool Wrestling Organization becoming a multiple-time world champion. As I said previously, we do not need the CAW League of Nations, they need us. And next is Bruno149 who speaks. So I heard about the comments that was made, and I want to say, I'm not standing for this. First, there's something called a life, which I have. There was drama in real life, and I couldn't get to you, LW. Why don't you get a life outside of wrestling? Oh wait, you spend your time outside being an edgelord who just stands there death glaring and being all scary. Secondly, you rip on all of my friends for creating bad colleagues. They spend almost half their day a year putting out the best they can for the fans. No matter how many mistakes are made, we all redeem ourselves. So I'll tell you what, you can take the regime, the final NXT title reign, your entire gimmick, and you can stick it straight up your ass. I will fight for the Clan 24/7 on any league, even on my own turf. Just remember, you're the one who started this, and we're going to end it, you troglodyte humongous. I have a life outside of wrestling. I live in a 3-story house. I dine on the finest foods from around London. I am on a first-name basis with many of the noble elite. I have a life outside of wrestling. And yes, an edgelord, yes. I have not been called an edgelord 50,000 times before you, Bruno. You're very original. Congratulations. I will gladly take my title reign, my regime, and my gimmick. But I will not stick it up my ass, no. I'll take it, and I will cram it down your throat until it is the very end of you. And the best, the CAW League of Nations put out their best, well, their best, that makes the garbage heap outside of the arena look like a 5-star buffet. And next, Braden, the man who many claim should be the global champion. You got balls, Mirage. I'll give you that. But balls can only get you so far in this business. I will admit you were right about me not uploading, but school has been hell. Work has been even more hell. And my life is just hell in general. But I am not gonna go complain about all these things you said, even though all of it is BS. I'm gonna take what you said and make you eat your words. As of right now, GWE is back in production. And I'm gonna prove to you that I can run a company better than your little regime ever will. Congratulations, Mr. Blackwell. It took constructive criticism for you to finally get off your ass and work on your company. Congratulations. Perhaps I'm a better friend than the CAW League of Nations ever were to you, considering in one promo, I got you to get back to work on GWE more than they could in almost a year. Absolutely pathetic. With that kind of attitude, I hope Melchard Caranto and you both fail to become global champion. Neither of you deserve it. And what's this? Kremrocker is back after the recent episode of VGW. Status stood there and called Mirage out for his words of wisdom. And now we are in for a fight that is sure as hell what they wanted. So if they want a war, then by the elder gods, they are getting one. I've already said enough about Crim Rocker. Oh wait. No, I have not. Because before that, he says this. You thought I was done. Oh no. Mirage, I would love to see you try and run a CAW League. And you started out in CAW as a fucking jobber who was also a tag team guy. If you were in the shadow of Prince Hunter, as he kept getting jobbed out, when you turned on him, I was happy for you. You had it all going for you. But now, you had this little renegade that thinks he'll be able to take us down? Take the Claw down? Give me a break. Did those teasing crumpets get to your head? Because you seem to be delusional, thinking you can take us down. I think I've yelled enough, but remember, this little renegade here will be stopped. Rocker out. Do you know why I was a jobber? Because the CAW League of Nations made me a joke. On the independent scene, I was a monster. A former 5-time Blackpool Wrestling Organization World Champion. I was what I am today down there. But I was brought in to be made a joke out of with Prince Hunter. That imbecile Prince Hunter. And now he's off doing his little shtick with 2 other irrelevant goofs. And I am here, a world champion caliber superstar, as I have always been meant to be. Something you will never be, considering one of those goofs beats you clean. The clone will die by our hand. Mark my words, Rocker. But, back on to what I was saying. After part 3 of Crim's little spiel, he spoke about Status Quo giving VGW another chance. Status Quo himself had a few things to say about the regime. A war has been declared. I'm glad you actually realize the severity of your situation, that you see that we are truly a threat to you. Unlike a certain outsider who thinks this is a big game, a big joke. Much like all of his attempts to run a CAW League have been nothing more than a joke. Oh, he is so confident the way he sits back and talks about how he'll make a joke out of us. How the only way he'll take us seriously if we steal his pathetic little sunglasses. You can keep your sunglasses, Liam. Do you know why that is? Because we're more of a threat to CAW in general than you are to anything. You are a weak-minded, simple little fool who's so arrogant he believes he's invincible. But the moment you step foot in CWA, which by the gods I hope is never again, the moment you step back in here and attempt to make your jokes, you will pay dearly for them. You will be executed for underestimating us, for attempting to make a joke out of this. This is not a game. This is very real. But then again, while all of this was happening, you were over there making friends with a wannabe Mexican John Cena, and an even bigger edgelord than I am. Isn't that right, Liam? Instead of reconciling with people who were considered your true friends, you ran back to your group of rejects. And when I get done with you, you won't be running for a very long time. Hell, you won't be walking ever again. This is not a joke. This is very real. The CAW League of Nations is on life support. We are a cancer eating away at you, and this cancer will spread when the talent and all of your companies begin to realize the truth. But I can already tell you, the truth will reign. And by the end of this season, the CAW League of Nations will be gone. So, Status Quo, Rick C, Noah C, Ethan Sharpley, and everyone else who wants to battle the regime, consider war to be declared. Let the games begin. But any blood that is shed of your warriors is on your own hands. Stay tuned.